Alright guys, what we'll be doing today is continuing on with our trigonometric functions chapter. So there's some more that we can do with this sine, cosine, and tangent. That's what we're going to look at this week. We'll be looking at this week, and then a little bit after we come back next week, or when we come back next week. Now the first thing we're going to look at is kind of, well, we can actually find sine, cosine, and tangent of angles that are greater than 90 degrees. We can find sine, cosine, and tangent of these here. So 150, 120, 95, 110, 97, 165. We can find sine, cosine, and tangents of angles greater than 90 degrees. We can actually find sine, cosine, and tangent of angles less than 0 degrees. It doesn't matter what the angle is. We can still find sine, cosine, and tangent for it. Now for any of these here, like tangent of 150 degrees, if I wanted to find that, we can just take our calculator and do tangent of 150, and it would give us our answer. And it works out that tangent of 150 degrees is negative 0.57735. But if we want to round it to 4 decimal places, it would be negative 0.5774. And that's it. We just need to plug this into the calculator, and the calculator will give us our answer. We can do the same thing for sine of 120 degrees. So we type sine of 120 into the calculator, and it would give us 0.8660, which would round down to 0. We can do the same thing for cosine of 95 degrees. We can do cosine of 95, which would be negative 0.08715. And because it's a 5, it's going to round the 1 up to a 2. And that's it. That's all we have to do for any of these here. We just have to plug these into the calculator. So I can find tangent of 110 degrees, so we can do tangent of 110 into the calculator. It'll be negative 2.7474777. Well, it's going to round it up to a 5. And since we started, we'll go on and finish these out. Sine of 97 degrees is 0.99254. So it'll just stay 0.9925. And cosine of 165. So we can type cosine of 165 into the calculator, and we get negative 0.96592. So it'll just stay negative 0.9659. And that's it. That's all we have to do for these here. If we wanted to find sine, cosine, and tangent of angles that are greater than 90 degrees, an obtuse angle, we can just plug these into the calculator, and they would give us our answer. And the reason we're talking about that is dealing with the area of a triangle. Now, if we're given a right triangle, well, we know the area formula for a triangle. Area is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. Well, if I don't have the base and the height of the triangle, if I'm not specifically given a base and height of a triangle, if I'm given an obtuse triangle angle that is greater than 90 degrees, it's a little bit hard to actually find out what the height is, because the overall height of this triangle could be this here, or it could be a length that is extended out here. So either this line over here, let's give these a different color. Let's go with this red. So either one of these could technically be the height of the triangle, and we would need that to be able to solve. But we actually have another way to find it. It is given for here, the area of any triangle is given by 1/2 the product of the length of the two sides times sine of their included angle. So if we're given an obtuse triangle, we don't need the 1/2 base times height, because it does work. But we also have this here. So if I'm given two sides and the angle in the middle, BC sine of A, BC sine of A, so two side lengths and the angle in the middle, I can plug them into this formula and get the area of the triangle. If I'm given AC sine of B or AB sine of C, two side lengths and the angle between them, then I can find the overall area. So like this first one here, I can use 1/2, and this here would be BC sine of A. We can use this formula here to find out what the area of this triangle is. So for us here, we're going to have 1/2 of 19 times 17 times sine of 135 degrees. And that's it. Really, at this point here, we just need to plug this into the calculator. Because once we plug this in, we will have our area of the triangle. So once we plug this in, once you type all this into the calculator, 1/2 times 19 times 17 times sine of 135 degrees, you'll get 114.197745, and it continues on. But we can round to the nearest tenth, so since we have 19, it would round up to 0.2. So our answer for this here is 114.2. And that's it. That's all we have to do for this here. All right, let's look at the next one here. So I have two side lengths and the angle in the middle, so we can use our area formula, which is 1/2 of those two side lengths multiplied together, so 12 times 15. And we multiply it by sine of the angle in the middle. So that'd be sine of 110. So if I'm given two sides and an angle in the middle, we do 1/2 times both of those side lengths times sine of the given angle. Again, once we have this set up, we can plug it into the calculator. We can do 1/2 times 12 times 15 times sine of 110 degrees. And if we multiply all that together, we get 84.572. And again, since we're rounding our answers to the nearest tenth, 0.57 will become 0.6. And that's all we need to do for this here. That's it. Okay. So looking at this here, we're given two sides and the angle in the middle, ABC. Well, we have AC and angle B. That would be correct. So we can go on and plug this in. We would have 1/2 of 19 times 14 times sine of 60 degrees. And again, at this point here, we can type all this into the calculator, because the calculator can solve this for us. And if we type 1/2 times 19 times 14 times sine of 60, we get 115.18. 115.18 would be our answer. But since we're rounding to the nearest tenth, it'd be 115.2. And that there would be our answer. And that's all we have to do for this here. So we have one last one. This is the last one we're going to look at for today. And again, we're given the two side lengths and the angle in the middle. And since we're given the two side lengths and the angle in the middle, we can take 1/2 of 38. Let's see if I can actually write a 38 times 31 sine of the angle in the middle, which is 29. So our overall answer, our formula, is 1/2 times the two side lengths times the angle in the middle. So that'd be 1/2 of 38 times 31 sine of 29. And if we type all that in, you just got to type that into a calculator. Times here, times would give us 285.552. And again, since we're rounding to the nearest tenth, 0.55 would round up to 0.6. And that's all we have to do for this year. So that would be our answer. And that's it.